new book of stories of some of the most famous people in the world and how sports help make them who they are. We're going to hear from her just ahead.
Thanks so much. This weather report has been brought to you by Amazon Kindle. Robin.
And now studies have proven that people who grew up participating in team sports are more likely to succeed in life. In a great new book, it's called Come to Win by tennis champion turned author Venus Williams. She gives real-life examples of people with athletic backgrounds who have risen to the top of their professions. And ladies and gentlemen, Venus Williams joins us now here. All right, we're going to get to the book, but Wimbledon, I know it wasn't quite what you wanted for yourself. You went out in the quarters.
Yeah, it's the first year we made the final in quite a few years, maybe 3 years. So it happens. That's sports. You always come back to see another day. Of course, I love that tournament. I'm used to winning at least one event there per year. So
that's true. You've won 5 in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But your little sis, she took up the slack.
Thank God. So the name Williams is still on the plate. So who knows? One day they could get it mixed up with Venus or Serena. You never know.
The V or the S.
Yeah, the V or the S.
Yeah, between the two of you, won 9 of them over the last decade or so. So that's great. But I know this is very important to you, and I'm just so. I'm so glad that you're doing this, because I have been a firm believer, and a lot of us who participate in sports, that we've got this secret that we want to share with people.
Exactly.
That it really helps. So how'd you go about choosing? You got Bill Clinton, you have Condoleezza Rice, Denzel Washington.
Robin Roberts.
Oh, I didn't want to say anything, but thank you very much. But no, but from all walks of life, how'd you go about deciding who to put in?
Well, of course, the common denominator is you had to have played sports seriously. And you had to be good at what you did, at the top of your field. And I was just reading your story again this morning, and I read it after Wimbledon because it's my favorite tournament, so it was a tough loss. And I liked when you said sport taught you that it doesn't matter, you always have another chance, you always have another match.
To prove yourself.
To prove yourself. So I'm waiting for my next match. I can't wait. I've got 5 weeks actually, but
I thought that you can't wait to get back out there.
Can't wait to get back out there, but it's all about how sports contributes to your life, the lessons that you learn about making mistakes, coming back and reinventing yourself, about setting goals, about learning from your losses, and all these things that you get from sports, and how you translate them into your life and become someone like you.
Oh, that's the that we hear from the crowd. But was there anybody's story? And first of all, thank you. You're very kind to say that. Anybody's story that surprised you? When I was thumbing through it, and who's it, that chef, Mark Samuelson?
Marcus Samuelson.
Yeah, he's done some great things, and he still considers himself a failed soccer player.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just he cooked me something yesterday, and he was just, I asked him, so do you still consider yourself, that failed soccer player, or the Michelin 3-star Michelin chef? So I guess with World Cup around right now, he's feeling that soccer bone in him. But just some amazing people. I mean, Vera Wang, who knew that she was at such a high level of ice skater, or Bill Clinton played rugby, or all these people who did different things are so amazing.
There were so many people who thought that you and your sister, you were biting off too much, that you should only focus on tennis, but you've been successful in interior design. You have your own clothing line. How has playing athletics, being a part of sports, helped you translate like you are telling in these stories from other people?
Well, being a part of sports, it really gives you confidence, because you test yourself. You set goals, sometimes you don't make it, but you come back. You push yourself mentally and physically to this limit that you didn't think you could ever get to. And when you do, your shoulders get up, your head hopefully doesn't get too big, but you start to feel this confidence about yourself. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I also want young people to get out of it. Play sports, see what you can do. Maybe you're not going to be, the next LeBron James, but hey, you can be the next Bill Clinton or the next Robin Roberts or Marcus Samuelson. So it's hopefully that's the message for young people.
And you had to bring up LeBron James. You had to go there.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Anxious here in the city to see if he's going to be playing here or not. But
well, we need him in Miami, so hopefully.
Everyone wants a little bit of him.
Everybody wants
but as I said, Venus, in all sincerity, especially for women, men have translated from the playing field to be successful in the business world. And it's wonderful when young girls are exposed to sports. But I know that you want all people to be able to read this and get a little something out of it.
All people to be exposed to sports. And of course, I'm biased to tennis. It's a sport for the lifetime, so play tennis. But any sport that you play, it just teaches you so much discipline, and also, of course, it's an experience that you can share with everyone. People relate to sports, the highs and the lows, and it's just a common denominator amongst everyone around the world, no matter who you are.
It gives you a strong foundation, doesn't
Exactly.
it? All right, well, you're looking good.
Thank
I know
you
you got to
so
run
much.
on out of here, but best of luck. And I pity the person that's on the other side of the net the next time you have to step out on
I'm
the court.
ready.
I know that you are. Continued
Thanks.
success and blessings to you.
Thank you.
And you can read an excerpt from Venus Williams' book, Come to Win, at abcnews.com/books. Coming up, 5 ways to lower your health insurance. We'll be right back.